to give a testimony of what I had been through too, and it has to do with everything you just said in the workplace. You know, we have to set the example in our workplace, and even though you don't think people are looking at you, they're looking at you. And I was put in a place where I had to tell a lie, and I was not going to do that for anybody. I don't care if I'm at work. It could have cost me my job. That's the place that I was in. And they told me to lie to someone. And it was over something just dumb stuff, petty thing, you know. The person was just doing the job. And I didn't lie. And the person, you know, I told him I can't. And he says, why? I said, because, you know, they said not to. I had to say because I couldn't lie. Well, the person went and told somebody that the son of the owner, and those people got in trouble. And I didn't want to get anybody in trouble, but I didn't want to lie either. That was beyond me what he went and did. So because of that, they came against me. And I mean, it was a big deal, big deal. I mean, the enemy is so messy, messy, and it's ugly. I mean, I was so hurt that during lunchtime I was just crying because I just couldn't believe what had happened, you know, because I was saying the truth. And I had to call my boss and said, I can't come in. She goes, why not? I said, because I'm still upset, and I don't want to be in the office crying. And she goes, well, there's going to be a problem then. That's fine. So Monday, when I went back to work, I was called in a meeting again. That was the second meeting. The enemy sticks together.
That's so right.
They stick together. And there was one particular person that the enemy was using that stirred up a whole bunch of mess to try to make me look bad. So I was just praying and praying. They lifted up that person. I mean, the person had a big head because they lifted her up. And I saw everything the enemy was doing. It was, I mean, just being exposed to the work of the enemy, how they stick together, the lies, everything. And I had to be praying, and I said, Lord, you said you were going to take care of my enemies. You know, like I said, I could have lost my job, but I didn't lose my job.
We don't lose that.
You know, and for telling the truth. I was accused of things that was dumb because it just didn't make any sense. It was a lie. So to say this, just trust in the Lord with everything, because I could have lost my job and I still have it. And to say this also is the person still thinks that they're getting away, but vengeance belongs to God. And I pray for exposure, because everything that was said about me is really her. So I'm just waiting on the Lord to finish.
Already.
Yeah. So I know He has my back covered. Oh, one more thing. She said, what are you doing this weekend? I'm going to church.
Amen. Let me say something. I looked up the word shalom for his meeting, and it means, which is peace, but it's more than peace, to destroy the authority attached to chaos. The Hebrew meaning, to destroy the authority attached to chaos. We already know that if He told the storm, peace be still, we already know there's a force that's in peace. Somebody say shalom.
Shalom.
For real. All right, I'll go on and say shalom over everything. Shalom. It says, to destroy the authority attached to chaos.
It's a whole lot. God is bigger than every problem that you have. He's bigger than that. Don't make him little than that. Our faith that we supposed to be getting back to because we've been suppressed out of position. Let me say this again. We've been suppressed out of position. And that the promise that God made to get us back to this position is vital. And it's going to be because of the faith that you're carrying and that you believe in. If you don't believe in it, you shall not have it. In the Apocrypha, it says that every angel and every spirit, they shall know that these are my sons and my daughters. The atmosphere wants to give you something now. Don't limit it. He's moving even right now. When you spend all the time with the Most High God, remember, all creation is waiting, groaning, and moaning for the sons and daughters to arise. How will you arise? By belief. By going after His word. By surrendering. By giving up what you have. By changing the direction that you want to go and go the direction He wants to go. By you coming and sitting on it and begin to say, Father, love me. Here I am. Here I am. Take me, use me. Your faith must be to the point where you can speak to the dead and the dead will rise.
Amen.
There's a lot going on right now. And the Spirit of God wants to have His way. I just feel this very strongly. And this is just a little time. But God said, no. Take the time out. Remove everything out the way. Bow down before me, whatever it is. Even if you go home, begin to turn the TV off. Put some spiritual music on and begin to let the Spirit of the Lord have His way. Now, signs, wonders, and miracles is not the future. It's not to the point where you can't see it. It's here now. Now faith is now. You believe in it when the Spirit of God speaking to you. Believe it. Don't let the other part of your mind begin to cause you to say, oh, you know what? Let me go to somebody else who can prophesy to me while it make me feel good. Yeah, that's what we're getting. Oh no, I'm going to go over here because I know I'm going to pass him a little money and he's going to prophesy to me to no end. And every problem that you're still going through, you're going to go through it even more. Here's the reason why. Sight, faith. We say, but we walk in by sight. We ain't walking by faith. Listen, we must walk by faith. We know things will come, and the Most High will bring it. Just speak against it. Oh no, I bind that up in the name of Yeshua and keep on going. Why? Because God said, you passed the test. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on moving. Sight will never outdo faith. Ever. With faith, you close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, this world is huge. The walls come down. The ceilings come down. You believe in it. The rhythm of the music, or the sound, or the flow of the anointing begin to take patient having a heart attack right in front of you. The Most High puts you in position. You don't have no time to think about it. You're going to go, in the name of Yeshua, I declare you raise up now.
Amen.
Your time is coming. It's going to go. Put it in front of you in your daily walk. The 400 years is over, and that the Most High removed the plan of uprightness, and now we can be able to do that which our forefathers could not do. It's now. And I'm looking at the word, and we're going, listen, we have the radio show, we have the Hebrew way, we listen, the time for this is to let the Spirit of the Lord, He said He was coming, now He's here, now let Him have His way.
Yes.
He won't use you. It's coming.
It is what it is.
You can't sugarcoat it. He goes, listen, it's greater than you could imagine. And He chose you for this. Now's the time. I'm really grieved because He showed me a whole lot. It's almost like there's something He's turning, like my molecules, my atoms, my neutrons, or something. It's moving fast, and because of your belief, He's going to meet you right at your belief system. If you don't have an appetite, ask Him for a stronger appetite. Ask Him for a stronger appetite. If you have problems at home with whoever, pray to the Most High. Tell Him, look, you need to work this out now. But whatever this thing is, if you have something that's in the way, move it out the way now, that you will receive the fullness that what the Most High has to offer you. Because I'm going to tell you now, listen, He's going to move. And He's going to move when He said He's going to move. And can't nobody take the movement. He's going to move. He's going to have His way. And He's going to deliver, set free. Because that which has been foretold from the beginning of time will take preeminence even now. We're the children of the Most High God. And He's going to use you. You think you're not worthy, but you're worthy. Let Him use you. Let Him use you now. And even when you go to other churches, those other churches that you go, let Him use you. Amen.
Heavenly Father, we thank You because we are the children of the Most High. We thank You, Father God, that not only have You sown Your laws in us, but You have sown Your word in us so that we know who we are. We hear Your voice very clearly, Lord. And we thank You, Father God, that we go forward and set out decrees for our lives and for our generations to come. And we give You praise, Father God, that no weapon formed against us shall prosper, and the gates of hell cannot prevail against it. For we win in Yeshua's name. Amen.